What do you think of Patrice Motsepe, the South African black billionaire and the owner of Sundowns and the owner of other things that make money in South Africa?
Okay.
We'll talk about some of them. I'll explain some things he does. What do you think of him saying Africa is one, we are one people? Because when you look at Eswatini, the king of Swati people, whether those Swati people were in Mpumalanga, Limpopo, or Gauteng, their king is back there, Eswatini.
I think whatever he's saying is very much true. That's what we've been saying for the longest time, that South Africa is one. And you were also mentioning that the borders were brought by white people. It's trying to divide us. It was not something that was done by a black person.
And there's a video, guys. I want you to hear for yourself. There's him.
The Catholic priest said to me, "Your name is not Patrice, it's Patrick. This is an English country." And my father said to me, "If I wanted to call you Patrick, I would have called you Patrick." There's somebody called Patrice Lumumba in the DRC. So very, very important. So when TP Mazembe does well, it's something that makes all of us very proud. And those who know our history, Philip, we are all one people. These borders are artificial. We are all one people. Siyabatshela laba amaswati ahlala lapha eSouth Africa. Ingwenyama yabo ihlala ngale. King Swati is the king of all of us. Do you understand that, Bomba? There's no king. I know that some people in Soweto think they're kings because there's no Swazi king in Soweto, so I'm the Swazi king. No. That border is artificial. The king of the Sothos is in Lesotho. We are all one people. The border, Philip, between our two countries divides families across the line. The DRC, I was in Rwanda 2 weeks ago. There's a restaurant called Inyoni. In Rwanda. What does Inyoni mean? It means the same thing in South Africa as it means in Rwanda. But ask them, go to Katanga, ask them to tell you the languages, the names of things. Those are the same names we have in South Africa.
I guarantee you,
Yeah.
this video, these Dudula minions, they're going to say this guy is a foreigner.
True.
They're going to say Patrice Motsepe is a foreigner after hearing him speak like this.
But why though? Why are they like that?
Everyone they don't have an argument. They have nothing to debate. They don't bring anything to your conversation. All they have to do is, here when you here when you foreign. They can't challenge the subject matter.
Yeah.
They can't.
That means their brain can't stretch to a point. You're like, okay, he's saying this. Let's argue. Let's debate.
Based on that.
Based on that.
Not based on, where's your ID?
Oh, yeah.
Don't ask this guy, where's your ID? This guy, a billionaire. The owner of Sundowns. Don't ask him, where's your ID when you're foreign?
They're going to start saying, guys, let's do his background checkup. Let's start checking his background. That's
and
what
they'll
they're
find
do.
everything online because it's documented. He's not one guy to hide. We know his wife. We know his kids. We know his businesses. We know his investments. We know this guy's sister is the wife of President Ramaphosa. This guy is President Ramaphosa's wife.
Really?
President Ramaphosa's wife is this guy's sister.
You lie.
I'm not lying.
Damn, that's crazy.
So it's all there. It's documented. We all know it. We all know his kids. All know, we know. So they can do background check.
And he's been here for the longest time.
He's been in the game
for
the longest time.
For the longest time, true. So what do you think of him saying Africa is one, there's no borders?
He made a great analogy that there's Sotho people who identify as South Africans because they're born maybe in the Northwest or maybe they're born in the Northern Cape.
Yes.
Some stay in Vaal, Vereeniging. A lot of Sotho people. They are South African, but their king is in Lesotho. There's no Sotho king in South Africa. The Sotho king is in Lesotho.
Yeah.
Yes. There's no thingy, Swati king
Swati.
in South Africa. King Swati
Is in
Eswatini.
Is it Swaziland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there. But there's plenty of Swati people in South Africa.
In Mpumalanga, most especially.
So how is it that Swati people, their king is in Swatini, and Swatini is a country on its own? That means there was never a country before.
Doesn't make
sense. It was just a kingdom.
Yeah. This thing of Lesotho and Swaziland, to me, doesn't make sense.
Botswana. How many Tswana people Botswana are here in South Africa?
So that means they're also foreigners.
That means, if you're Tswana, that means they can say, because you're Tswana, if you trace it back, you're from Botswana or whatever, they can easily call you a foreigner.
That's crazy. A stupid argument.
But they will never do that to Helen Zille.
They will never do that. And the minister of DA.
Not the minister. The executive.
Oh.
The chief director. But the leadership of
DA.
The chief executive of the DA. The director of the DA. It's here Anthony Blair leading the DA, if I'm not mistaken. They will say that, but she's from Germany.
Damn, that's crazy.
She was her parent. She's the first generation South African. She's the first one. And then the rest followed. Her father, her mother.
So how is
her grandmother. They're from Germany. They were running away from the Holocaust. They came to South Africa.
So they were refugees also.
They came here as refugees. Now she even has a political party now.
That's what I'm asking. I'm like, how does she have a political party in South Africa while she's not from South Africa?
Now she's a South African. Her kids are South African. Everything about her is South African.
Yeah.
But the history is that her father is a German. He ran away during the Holocaust. When those things of Jewish people, the beef between Germany was happening. They came here.
And no one is going to say that.
Yeah.
No one is going to say something about, no one's going to attack her. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially the Dudula members.
She's white. Why would they attack her?
Like, what do they have
in her? She's white. They can't say she's a Goregwe. It does not apply to white people.
True.
They can't say she's a foreigner. She's white. She can't be a foreigner. She's white. So they won't do the same to her. But someone whose king is next door. But
nah, that's crazy. That's the colonized black person's mindset.
It's crazy.
Because I believe Botswana is part of South Africa.
I mean, can't say part of South Africa, but in the previous years, before there was South Africa and what, there was the South Africa and Botswana. Botswana, is it Namibia? Botswana, Namibia, going up Tanzania. I think they were colonized by
people from France.
Spanish people. And then I think Spanish people were defeated by the British people in South Africa. And British people also had the control in what? In Botswana. I don't know the years, like how it happened. And then the Americans, they took over Botswana in the recent years. They even built a military base in Botswana. And then Julius Malema exposed that military base.
Yeah.
And then he got into trouble. He got banned. They say you must no more come to Botswana.
Oh, I remember.
So now with Duma Boko, the new president of Botswana, allowed him to come to Botswana. He's changing the system and he's not playing. So the colonies of Botswana, they've been changing. But there was a time where the colony of South Africa and the people who colonized South Africa were also colonizing Botswana. But I think fighting. That's why Botswana is also had to be called its own country. Because that colony won and it wanted to be its own thing and have its own country. That's why when you look at a piece of Limpopo and a piece of Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah.
When you trace back, it was colonized by the British. But then that piece that is now part of Zimbabwe in the map, there's plenty of Spanish people and Portuguese people. Portuguese, not Spanish, Portuguese people. And what's this? And other colonies who fought for that space to be called its own sovereign country.
Oh, okay.
And then it became its own thing. And then the border of Zimbabwe and South Africa was built, and the and the map was designed for South Africa to be that way. But if that colony hadn't win compared to the British, South Africa wouldn't be looking like this. It would be diving into a piece of Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah.
So they had to fight for that peace up until Robert Mugabe fought those people to take back the land of Zimbabwe. So this is history, things like
Operation because Dudula don't know.
They say, oh, don't want to know free frontline state, whatever. It's not about frontline state. It's about understanding how we got to be here.
Oh yeah.
Because next thing, 20 years time, wouldn't they want our kids in South Africa to know about how foolish they were, how foolish they are?
They wouldn't want them to know.
They would want it. They would want their history to be written. So why are they trying to rewrite their history or lie or say it's not relevant, the history of where we come from?
No,
it's relevant.
As we always say, I don't think they think like that.
They don't. It's
they
relevant.
Don't.
But Patrice Motsepe is right, man.
Definitely.
We are one.
And it's nice and interesting coming from people that have money and status saying that, unless if it was a person that was like from a poor family saying that we are one, they would like try to attack him. First of all,
but they will call this guy a foreigner, or they will say no because he has investments in other countries.
Oh yeah, that's their argument. Yeah. That's
that.
usually their argument. Even Jacinta, that's their argument.
Yeah, they say that, they're like, no, the president of South Africa has MTN benefits with Nigeria. That's why.
Yeah, even Thabo Mbeki. That's what they always say.
They always say that. And when you're not big or a businessman, they say you're a foreigner.
And then what?
Like they were doing to this other boy on TikTok. I think his TikTok name is what?
I forgot, but Jacinta was replying to that guy.
And they are calling that boy a foreigner, and he's just a vendor boy. I'm like, when did this guy become a foreigner? He's vendor. Just because he doesn't agree with Dudula and these nonsense things doesn't mean he's a foreigner. And it's crazy, man. But when I talk about him, the idea is what it is.
Yeah, interesting video though. Some people will find it boring, but I think it was interesting. Like with whatever you're seeing, Anyways, guys, thank you for watching up until the end. Catch me on my next video. Peace.